Oh, hey y'all. You just caught me getting back from the feed store. Chickens are hungry, so I'm going to have to mix some feed. Figure while I'm mixing this feed, I'm going to shoot a little video. I've been tagged in that video collaboration, Why We Are on YouTube, by Brad over at Yankee Liv'n. So I figured I'd just shoot a quick video while I'm mixing feed. Let me tell you a little bit about Brad over there at Yankee Liv'n in case you didn't know. He's an awesome guy, great guy to listen to. If you haven't been over there, go ahead and check out his channel. I'll put a link right there. He's a guy loves to be in the kitchen, loves to garden, has two wonderful grandkids that loves to help him with the chickens. And if you're lucky enough, you'll catch him in the mornings on his live stream where it's coffee and chit chat. Enjoy having coffee with Brad myself, so I encourage you to go over there and check him out. So in this video collab, while we're on YouTube, there are 5 questions that have to be asked. So let me go ahead and I'll get this feed over to the mixer and we'll just pick it up from there. Oh, hey, you made it over here. I'm just getting ready to mix all these different feeds in different proportions in my buckets here. Going to throw it in the old mixer, and after the mixer I've got a 55-gallon barrel over there that I throw them in. But for question number 1, why did we start a YouTube channel? And the answer to that is actually it was an answer to Facebook. I'm part of a lot of poultry groups and homesteading and farming type groups, small farm ag groups. And we get a lot of new members in, and that was just great. But a lot of times they'd ask the same question, so instead of taking the time to type out those same answers time and time again, I wanted to be able to publish a link so just answer those same questions. I started this channel back in 2014. I called that the No Talkie Years. It was just a collage of photos with words on there explaining what was going on. My buddy, the Unknown Cat, originally got me into YouTube, and then I took about a 3-year hiatus. About 2017 in the springtime, my buddy, the Unknown Cat, again came up, and he's like, you need to really start doing real video. You're still doing stuff that people's interested in. You've got 3 more years underneath your belt. We've been doing this since about 2009. We moved out here to the country. That's a whole different story. But anyway, spring 2017, went ahead and fired up the YouTube channel again, and here we are. Well, let me go ahead and get the rest of these buckets filled up, and we'll go on to question number 2. So you're probably asking yourself, why am I mixing this feed? Well, it's a pretty simple question. Although we've got a pretty good feed store around here, it's Oklahoma local made in McAllister. It doesn't have the high protein content that game birds need. And for game birds, for us, that's going to be the turkeys and it's going to be the peafowl. They need to have a protein content of minimally about 24%. 28's better, but with this mix I can get it to about 24%. With also keeping it a low enough proteins, I can also feed the same stuff to our chickens. Our chickens, they've got a Cornish cross in there, and Cornish is actually considered a game bird as well, or a heritage breed. Heritage breeds typically are going to need more protein content than what your standard run-of-the-mill breeds are going to need. Those need around 16–18%. Your heritage breeds, they like that higher protein content. Highest protein content I can get out of the bag is 20%. And like I say, I like to have 24%, and I do not like to have a bunch of different bags. So I might mix ours to about 24%, and it's great for turkeys, peacocks, all the poultry that we've got out here. So question number 2. What are 2 of the videos that you produce that you're most proud of? For me, that's a pretty loaded question because all the videos, there's aspects of them that I like, and there's also, of course, aspects that I don't like. But I guess I will just talk about 2. One is take a walk in the front yard. Who let the goats out? I don't talk in this video, but what I do like about it, I think I was able to capture the mood of the herd and even the dogs being put out on the new pasture for the first time during that year's grazing rotation. I feel as though I found a piece of music that captured and accented that emotion of the moment and still puts me in a good mood every time I watch it. I guess the other would be a 4-H FFA market goat show. This one is because it was videoed at a couple of different locations at home and the show arena. I used 2 different cameras to film and edit it over a single soundtrack. This also showed the hard work that my son put into his 2 wethers in the first season showing goats. I think the video captured the intensity of all the kids trying to do well, handling their animals, and their interaction with the show's judge. At the end, the mini interview with my son I feel went well, allowing him to tell the final chapter of that story. If I were to change anything about the video, I would speed up the beginning of the film, loading the goat box, and again at the end removing it. My thoughts originally was to give you, the viewer, the feeling of loading up and going to the show with us, but I feel it actually became a distractor from the story instead. Lessons learned, and I'll try to provide better content and videos in the future. So question number 3 is, what subjects or topics can we expect to see video on in the upcoming weeks? Well, for us, springtime is just around the corner, and that means chicks. So here in the next few weeks, you'll be seeing videos on incubators, their operation, how to set them up, how to clean them, how to prepare them for the eggs. We're going to talk about incubation itself and the science behind it. And then also, of course, with spring coming on, it's also planting season, so we're going to be getting the gardens ready. We're going to be putting out plants. I'm going to be refurbishing our old greenhouse. That's an annual activity for us. Of course, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I just recently got a hay dolly, so I'll be refurbishing that guy. We've got some fences to be putting up. Of course, goats are always going to be in the conversation, so those are some things to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. Question number 4 is, tell us something random about yourself that you've not shared in any of the other videos. That in itself can be a loaded question, so how about just a little bio? I am retired from the Army, 20 years. I've done both active duty and National Guard time. For a short period of time, I was an adjunct instructor. I taught OSHA safety classes. I hold a degree in biology, and if everything goes well at the end of this semester, I'll also have a degree in environmental sciences and natural resources. So one of our goals out here at the farm, we want to be able to farm, do everything in harmony with nature. I know that sounds kind of unique, but I'm real big on ecology. My wife's big on ecology. We want to be able to work in conjunction with the land out here. We don't want to work against it. I want to do things out here that benefits the existing ecosystems, and we've got several ecosystems out here, from the creek itself, which is a small ecosystem, the area in between the creek and where trees or meadows, that's called riparian. We have a riparian ecosystem out here. We've got a few meadows, of course we've got the trees, we've got rocky area, we've got sandy area. So we've got a lot of different things going on. So I want to be able to monitor all that. At the same time, I want to be successful for the farming that we're doing out here. As far as grazing the goats, we do a rotational graze system, so that way it doesn't kill out the pasture. We monitor things called carrying capacity. I want to make sure that I don't have an overpopulation of animals out here for the amount of growth that we have. So those are all things I guess I've not shared in other videos. So that might also explain, if a lot of my videos has a lot of science behind the why I do something, now you know why. It's because I'm a biologist at heart, do things by the scientific method. We can talk about that in later videos. But anyway, those are some things that I've not shared before. Well, let me go ahead and get this thing parked up for the evening, and we'll do question number 5. So question number 5, what are your goals for your YouTube channel? That's another one of those that's got a ton of different answers to it. I guess if I were to sum it up, first I want to build community. I want to be able to feel like that I'm talking to you, my viewers right now, my subscribers, my friends. I want you to engage in the conversation. I don't want to do videos just for the sake of doing videos. I don't want to just walk around with a camera in my face and talk to be talking. I don't want to put out quantity. I do want to put out a quality video, and that I'm still learning. So I guess part of my goal would also to improve my cinematography. Hopefully better equipment along the way. Also get more comfortable in front of the camera. But I guess the big thing is I just want to engage community, be around like-minded folk, be able to hopefully help out new folks along the way, give them a good foundation to build on. One of the important things to remember, I certainly don't know it all. I can only show you what works well for us out here. Things that I can show you out here, you can at least take that foundation back to wherever your homestead or your small farm may be, whether it's an urban setting, homestead, or small farm. Of course, our soil type's going to be different, our growing season, growing region's going to be different. But hopefully, you know, again, you can take some of these fundamentals back and at least give you some keywords to hone in on, be able to Google for your growing region or what works best for your area. I guess one of my other goals, I want to be more consistent in putting out video. There's a lot of times we just do stuff out here that doesn't even dawn on me to do it, you know, take my video camera with me until someone actually asks me through some other social media platform, or I've even gotten messages from here on YouTube. You know, it's, hey Stoney Creek, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it's like, I just did that. I should have brought a camera. So that's going to be one of my goals. Get videos out on a more consistent basis. Again, I want to work on content for you. I want to work on community. I want to work on that conversation. I want you to be part of that conversation. You know, if there's anything that you want to see that we might do out here, you know, let me know. I'll grab the video camera and show you how we do it. Hopefully that answers the question of what our goals are going to be for at least this upcoming year. So here we are coming towards the end. I'd also like to tag a couple of channels, and they're excited to be part of this conversation as well. So first is Changing Winds Farm with Angie, Dwayne, and Camden. They have 30 plus years on the farm. They've raised 2 grown boys. They've raised a ton of critters, and they're an upcoming channel with tons of information to offer. So hopefully you go over there, show them some love, see what they're all about. They've got a lot of neat stuff. They make a lot of things. Just a super great channel. The second one's Little Creek Homestead with Vicky and Sammy. They're a new channel coming up. They're pretty excited. They just bought some property they're getting ready to move to here in a few weeks. It's got a small creek, so that's why they've named their channel the Little Creek Homestead. You can go over there and check them out. Sammy's just bought a bunch of chicks, so they do daily updates on those chicks, so you can watch her excitement as she grows up, and her chicks do too, and we look forward to seeing them move. And the third I wanted to do a shout out to is actually to you. If you've not been directly tagged out in this video collaboration while we are on YouTube, you know, consider yourself tagged. You know, I'm tagging you. Be sure to put up a video, let me know about it. I'll edit the description below. I'll add your channel to it. I'll do a shout out to your channel once we know about that. But don't wait to be tagged. If you want to get involved in the conversation, again, consider yourself tagged. I'm going to, of course, put the links to those last 2 channels down in the description. I'm going to put the link to Yankee Liv'n down in the description. Of course, appreciate you being here. Be sure to like and subscribe, catch those updates, see if my videoing gets better over time, and we'll see you next video.